Hola! Today we're going to be talking about radical changes in the preterite. Radical changes mean that the stem of a verb changes in a radical way. Radical is another word for like a big change, something that's really out there. So these aren't things that you've seen before. They're not too difficult if you memorize them, so that's the route we're going to go. Typically, verbs that are irregular yos in the present tense are going to be radical verbs in the past tense, the preterite tense. So when we think about irregular yos, things like a star, poner, saber, tener, those are all going to be radical changes. So these are the ones we're going to be working with: a star, poner, saber, and tener. So we know what these mean. A star means to be. Poder means to be able. Poner means to put. Saber means to know. And tener means to have. What we don't know is what happens to the stems in the past tense. So these are what you're going to want to write next to on your notes where it says stem. This is the stem change that happens. So a star, which means to be, if we wanted to say to be in the past tense, like he was, she was, those kind of things, our new stem would be estuve. Poder turns into pud. Poner turns into pus. Saber turns into soup. Not soup like the kind you eat. And tener turns into tooth. So you can see they're kind of similar because they all have that oo sound. Estuve, pud, pus, soup, and tuve are all of our radical verbs. The nice thing about these is that they all use the same endings. So these are our verb endings. Nope, that's not very big. Let's see what I can do. There we go. A, iste, o, imos, istes, ieron. So the nice thing about these is that you can see there's no accents. So that takes away at least one of our struggles. So our stems that we talked about here, like estuve, pud, pus, soup, and tuve, all match up with these endings. So between this slide and the slide before, or your notes, that top half of your notes, you should be able to conjugate any of these verbs in any form. So go ahead and pause, and we're going to do these together. We had a dog is going to be tuvimos un perro. I put is going yo puse. In the past tense, this is I put yesterday. So if we're going to clarify it was yesterday, can add ayer. You were happy. So tú estuviste feliz el año pasado. They knew or found out. Guys, I want you to draw like a little star next to saber, which means to know. In the past tense, it's not, it doesn't necessarily mean to know or to have known. It's more to have found out. So in the past tense, when you see that in the past tense, it's going to be more along the lines of found out rather than knew. So ellos supieron. Okay? Hopefully that's what you've got. And now we're going to review some of the other irregular preterites. So this shouldn't be too hard for us because we've already done this once. So we've got ir and ser are both fui, fuiste, fue, fuimos, fueron, and then if we want this, it's fuisteis. Okay? Now we have hacer. On your notes, hacer is kind of flipped between two pages, so you might have to move it. Yo hice, tú hiciste, él or ella hizo, nosotros hicimos, vosotros hicisteis, and then ellos, ustedes hicieron. You can see that that A kind of turns into an I for most of these. Now we have ver. This one's really easy. It's pretty regular. The only difference is it doesn't have accents. Vi, viste, vio, vimos, visteis, vieron. And then, really similar to ver is dar. The only difference is wherever there's a V, now there's a D. So diste, dio, dimos, distes, dieron. Now, there are some practice questions for you to do. These are for you to do on your own. I won't be giving you the answers. This is what you need to do for your homework, the practice, and then the quick review. At the quick review, it talks about stem changes happen in two forms in the preterite. Remember, these are the sandal verbs we talked about in class. There are two types of preterite stem changes. It asks what letters change. The stem changes that we have in preterite are both E to I and O to U, and that's it. So you'll be able to do those with your notes from either Friday or Monday, depending on whether or not you're a green or white class. Other than that, that's everything for today. Make sure you get those practice questions done. Have a great night.